أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. With God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. The praise belongs to God, Lord of all systems of knowledge. The merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, the sole judge on the day of judgment. We worship you only and we turn to you begging assistance. Guide us on the straight way, the way of those on whom you bestowed your blessing, not those who incur your wrath, nor those who go astray. Amen.
With Allah's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I bear witness that there is none worthy besides Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger and his servant. I want to welcome everyone to study Al-Islam. It is always a pleasure to see each and every one of you, to spend a moment of our time together. It is precious. I want to just say that I can't go on without saying congratulations to Marsha and Mujahideen, who got married yesterday, and on yesterday. And where's Mujahideen, Marsha? We wanted to say congratulations to both of you.
So he just had to. He's actually unloading some stuff.
Okay.
And he just had to bring some tables back to the other masjid. So inshallah, we'll get him on before we get off of
At
here.
the end, because
Yeah.
we do want everyone to know who Marsha's husband is, because we are custodians over this community, and we want to make dua for them and let him know that he better be a good husband to Marsha, because we know that Marsha is going to be a good wife to him. So let us move on, Marsha, and let's get started.
Assalamu alaikum. I open with the name of Allah, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. I greet my brothers and sisters with the greetings of peace that only Allah can give. Assalamu alaikum. My name is IOmar Muhammad, and I am a graduate of the Islamic Leadership Training and Development Program. Today, I am going to discuss how Imam WD Mohammed has influenced my professional development. By saying I am Imam WD Mohammed, I am identifying myself to the good words of Imam Muhammad. His works transform Islamic knowledge, our understanding of our religion, and the messages of Al-Islam. He has transformed interfaith dialogue, community development, and social justice and reform. I, like so many of us, are deeply influenced and inspired by the teachings, the guidance, and the language body of Imam Muhammad. His ideas, his conduct, and community vision were divinely guided by Allah. He has personally influenced, along with the Quran, along with the life example of Prophet Muhammad, and others who are rightly guided by God, have made me who I am today. The uniqueness in Imam Muhammad's teachings emphasize our understanding of Al-Islam within the context of promoting critical thinking, fostering working with others of like mind, and establishing unity among people of diverse backgrounds and understanding. His approach often focused on interpreting Islamic principles in a way that resonated with the modern world, encouraging our personal growth, encouraging social justice and reform, and community empowerment. Imam Muhammad's teaching also emphasized the importance of education, self-reliance, and spiritual development. I want to start off with a quote from Imam Muhammad that is going to provide the frame for the remainder of my presentation today. He says, and I quote, "We want to make it very clear to you what this mission is all about. We are here to remake the world, not just the world of mosque, but the world of America and the world outside of America." How do I embody the works of Imam Muhammad? I embody the good works of Imam Muhammad into my professional life, which involves several aspects. First, studying his teachings, his knowledge body, listening to his speeches, and studying his interpretations of Islamic principles provide a foundation for understanding different perspectives on various concerns with a clarity in how to implement balanced and well-developed approaches in my work. Second, striving to embody the excellent nature Allah created in all of us. Our qualities of integrity, humility, compassion, inclusivity that have helped me to become a recognized thought leader in community development and environmental justice. Some of the ways in which my work reflects the knowledge, the character, and the leadership influences of Imam WD Mohammed is my work with the Low Country Alliance for Model Communities, my work as a community planner, and my work with the Environmental Protection Agency. With the Low Country Alliance for Model Communities, I am the co-executive director for a community-based organization in the city of North Charleston, South Carolina. My role is to address the economic and environmental injustices that happens within 7 targeted low-wealth communities on the southern end of the city of North Charleston. As a community planner, I am honored to work with many communities to develop strategies to address their community and human concerns. And with the Environmental Protection Agency, I am one of the technical assistance project managers for an EPA grant opportunity to invest in low wealth communities to provide funding to support programs and initiatives to address injustices in disadvantaged communities. I am going to talk a little bit specifics about my work with the Low Country Alliance for Model Communities. Our purpose as an organization is to build healthy families by creating pathways to equal opportunities. Our work is intentional and transformative. Specifically, I am responsible for attracting over $6 million in mitigation, community benefits agreements, grants, and endowments to fund and support our work. We have an affordable housing program where I was pivotal in the establishment of a community land trust, the first Community Land Trust in the city of North Charleston. We build affordable, attainable housing that is safe and healthy. Our economic development initiatives provide small microloans to minority businesses to locate in our communities. We also are working on developing a neighborhood-specific, neighborhood community-driven grocery store called Urban Roots. Our educational work, we work to close the educational attainment gaps for our adults and young adults by providing scholarships to reduce the barriers to participation. To date, we have awarded over $50,000 in scholarships. Our environmental justice work is some of our most rewarding and most impactful work that we do. We work on climate resiliency. We deal with and address legacy pollution. We work on connectivity concerns in our community from a mobility perspective, from connected sidewalks. We work on zoning. We work on the built environment to provide green space and other type of amenities in our community. As a community planner, I am honored to work across many communities, and it is really an extension of the nonprofit work I do. But this work has led to the establishment of the very first community-led emergency preparedness program called EJ Strong. This program was so successful that the Environmental Protection Agency wanted us to scale this project up and make it available to other areas, not only in South Carolina, but throughout the United States. And we were awarded $1 million to help to scale that program to make it available across the United States. I also have the privilege of working with communities and helping them to think through strategies, planning documents, working through challenges on permitting, on the National Environmental Policy Act, to help them provide comments for permitting of roads, other types of infrastructures that may have the adverse impacts on their quality of life. We also help communities to think about how to transform undesirable or unuseful spaces into productive spaces like green space that become amenities for communities. I am also working with the Community Change Grant, which is the Environmental Protection Agency program, or a funding opportunity with the Environmental Protection Agency. This program is the first ever type of investment in programs. EPA has over $3 billion that they're investing in communities. This particular program, the Community Change Grant, is investing $2.8 billion in grant funding and $200 million in technical assistance to applicants who are applying for this funding. I am one of the program managers that are managing the technical assistance delivery. And as such, we are involved in ensuring that projects meet the objectives of this grant opportunity. And there are 6 objectives for this grant. The first one is that this grant, or this investment in disadvantaged communities, or this investment in environmental justice communities, is intended to increase the community's ability to be resilient. And resiliency is basically the ability for a community to recover from a man-made or natural disaster. This investment is intended to reduce local pollution and improve public health. It is also designed to center the meaningful engagement and enhance the voice of communities. This investment strives to build community strength. It is intended to reach and prioritize communities where this investment has never occurred before. And this investment is designed to maximize the benefits for those who live in disproportionate impacted communities. So I am, the work that I work on helps to remake the world by creating a model community. One, by creating attainable housing stock that is affordable, healthy, and sustainable. By developing economic development strategies in communities. By working with the Graceline Community, Inc. to establish a federally approved credit union. By continuing to work to close the educational achievement of both our adults and young adults in our communities. And addressing the challenges around environmental justice. Addressing the legacy pollution that burdens our communities. And in closing, I want to thank and take the time to thank my wife and son for their support. Without that, I could not do what I love to do. Second, I want to thank my ILTDP family, the professors, the students, our supporters, for all that they do to help every last one of us to become better versions of ourselves. The encouragement, friendship, and the camaraderie of this group motivate me every day. And lastly, I want to thank the organizers of Study Al-Islam for allowing us the opportunity to share our good works. I pray to Allah He blesses us with all that He determines we deserve. Amen.
So, Sister Fitrah, I'm just going to move to the next presentation.
We can move to the next video. I want to thank the brother for a wonderful presentation and representation of what his, how he exemplifies the work and the knowledge and the vision of Imam Muhammad. You know, he's doing amazing work. And so let's go to the next presentation, and then let's open it up for questions so that so those who are on the line can get their questions asked.
With the name of God, the most loving, the most compassionate, the most forgiving, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. All praise belongs to Allah, the guardian evolver, the cherisher, the keeper, and the sustainer of all systems of knowledge. We seek God's favor. We seek God's help. We humbly ask His forgiveness, and we put our faith and our trust in Him, the one, the true God. Mighty and sublime is He. I openly bear witness that there is nothing that deserves worship except Him. Allah alone, the one and only. There's none unlike unto him. I openly bear witness that Muhammad, the prophet from the Arabian Peninsula from 1600 years ago, prayers and peace be upon him, is Allah's last messenger and servant. He's Allah's prophet and a mercy to all mankind. And we say to him, peace. To him and all his righteous companions, peace. And to the Ummah all around the world, we say peace. And we ask Allah's blessings be upon us all. We give deference to our teacher, Imam WD Mohammed, and we ask Allah grant him favor in a high station in paradise. Inshallah, Ameen. Assalamu alaikum, dear beloved believers. I am Naeem, Prince Rashada, from Memphis, Tennessee, and I belong to the community of believers who worship and work within and outside of the first masjid established in Memphis, Tennessee, Masjid Al-Mu'minun, located at 4412 South 3rd Street. I am also a proud honors graduate of the Islamic Leadership Training and Development Program, class of 2023. Today, I have been tasked with sharing how I embody Imam WD Mohammed in my professional life. Well, let me first state that I LOVE my job because I LOVE my city. As an individual who was born and raised Muslim in this wonderful city known as Memphis, Tennessee, my job affords me the opportunity to stay connected to the city, engage the citizens, and make a positive and tangible impact within the communities we call home here in Memphis, Tennessee. Basically, I get to show and prove. I am passionate about the Bluff City. I am equally passionate about my job, and this infused enthusiasm incorporated with my job responsibilities as an environmental enforcement officer helps me bring a ray of sunshine to the city blocks and place smiles upon the faces of the individuals and citizens who have been negatively impacted by blight and illegal dumping. As an environmental enforcement officer, I am directly able to make transformative change and help set Memphis back on a course as one of the most beautiful cities in these, what we call the United States of Great America. And so to understand this and my sincere connection as a student of the Tassir of Imam WD Mohammed, we have to transport ourselves back to the moment in time when Imam WD Mohammed picked up the American flag, proudly I might add, and proclaimed that we are unapologetically American Muslims. We are not zealots nor exclusionists. We are here to work and establish ourselves as examples of model citizenship, striving for model community life. In doing so, we follow the usul of Fitrah Muhammad, the meaning and the spirit behind why the Prophet, peace and prayers be upon him, said and did what he did. So it is imperative that you and I alike, move and operate with compassion and humility. Even as I am correcting or attempting to correct behavior I often find myself doing it as part of my regular job responsibilities. And while I come from a position of authority, I recognized by the city of Memphis governmental body, I have to remain regardful that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the highest and most supreme authority. Imam WD Mohammed's Tasfir speaks to the authority ordained by God to man and his position on earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah 2, Ayat 30, in the Holy Quran, that I am going to place a Khalifa on earth. Imam WD Mohammed says this Khalifa is a ruler, one to be responsible under God for the way life should be managed and directed for human beings on earth. This role, this rule, and authority God has placed upon us comes with great responsibility. So while I might not have direct reports in my regular job responsibilities, I am still a leader in my own right, as we all are. The Imam tells us that we have to be able to lead. You have to be able to lead yourself before you can lead anyone else. You have to lead yourself and at the same time follow the goodness in your own original human nature. And we all do this, inshallah. Every time we stand in prayer alone, we are doing this. And while at work, I strive to lead by example, always leaving people better than I found them. Imam Muhammad reminds us that we should love one another as brother and sister under God's cause. He urges us to love and pour into them, pour into these like-minded individuals who love and respect God. And we do this no matter the label as well, whether they're Muslim, Christian, or Jew, etc. You love God, you love God's cause, we are going to love you in return. So even during the course of my daily duties as an environmental enforcement officer, while either issuing citations to appear in court, issuing notice to abate illegal dumping, offering subject matter expert testimony in court and evidentiary findings during court proceedings, or having conversations with property owners on matters of bringing their properties into compliance that have been legally dumped upon, or having conversation with suspects of illegal dumping activity, these conversations are always often centered around how I can help, how I can be of service under the umbrella of caliphship, i.e. servant leadership. When I speak to citizens, the external stakeholders, my appearance, my uniform will be clean, neat, and tidy. And my work ethic and my work product will both be measures of excellence in what it means to be Muslim. I shall be as the cosmic man thinks while within my role as an environment enforcement officer. I will be industrious and resourceful, thinking critically. As a servant leader, I will lead with compassion, passion, empathy, and courage, and do my best to model the character of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with honesty and trustworthiness. My tone, my tenor, and my temperament was cloaked with compassion, but backed by a confidence that ultimately we all want the same thing: to please God and have his favor, to have peace and live in peace. Imam Muhammad reminds us that God wants our souls, our spirits, and minds to be educated. As an officer of the court, I bring knowledge of this responsibility to all the citizens to honor and respect the City of Memphis Code of Ordinances. This is through effective engagement, education, and enforcement of said ordinances. There are instances in our regular exercising on my duties as an environmental enforcement officer, that a property owner may become emotionally hurt and many times adversely affected financially by the price point to abate the illegal dumping activity that has occurred on their property in order to bring this property back into compliance. They are oftentimes upset by my presence and want to know why I'm not out catching the real criminals instead of bothering them or picking on them or harassing them. Unfortunately, this is often the conversation, and I have to calmly, peacefully, and compassionately articulate that under the city ordinances and laws, you, as the property owner of said violated property, are obligated and held responsible for cleaning and maintaining your property. And while the city recognizes that you are a victim of illegal dumping activity, the responsibility falls back and remains with you, the property owner, and not the city of Memphis. And respectfully, while I'm approaching a potential suspect of illegal dumping activity, talking with them, issuing them a citation to come to court for a violation of the city's illegal dumping ordinances, I'm reminded of some words shared by our beloved teacher and leader. Don't let the world kill you. Don't let it beat down your spirit and kill all that spirit in you to make yourself rise up, help the community rise up. Don't let the world do that to you. Basically, don't be part of the problem. Be part of the solution. Take pride in what you can change. Take pride in what you've been charged with. What is in your possession? Seek goodness and beauty thereof. I said to them, this is your home. Don't defile it. Don't degrade it. This is my conversation. Make your community, make your home, make it a haven. Make it heaven. Blight and illegal dumping diminish the beauty within you and within all our communities. Imam WD Mohammed says, we are one human family, one human soul. We are connected, social beings connected. Our life should reflect that. Our life should be a path that leads to a destination that should be wrapped in God centricity. It should be a God-centric life. Imam Muhammad tells us that our life in religion is called our life on a path to God, fi sabilillah. So I, as an environmental enforcement officer, I see my path and my part in this path of life guided by the Tasir of Imam WD Mohammed to help clean up my external environment within my city with love and compassion. O Allah, inshallah, my prayer, my service, my sacrifice, my life, and my death are all for you. May Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, may his choicest blessings be upon us all. Once again, my name is Naeem Prince Rashada, and I am Imam WD Mohammed. My classmates and I would like to thank Sister Fitrah and the Study of Al-Islam Forum for allowing us to present for the last month on this platform. We are Imam WD Mohammed.
Wow.
Thanks to my instructors my professors who helped guide my learning to light and a better understanding of the tafsir of Imam WD Mohammed. Thank you, Imam Dr. Bashir Ali. Thank you, Imam Mubashir Uqda. Thank you, Imam Salahuddin Muhammad. Thank you, Imam Dr. Salahuddin Muhammad. Thank you, Imam Kashif Abdul Karim. We could not have gotten here without you all. May Allah continue to bless you all in this life and the next. And I'll also be remiss again if I did not send a special shout out and thanks to Sister Fitrah for her kindness and allowing us to be here with you all on study of Al-Islam. May Allah continue to bless this sister's audacious efforts. May He continue to bless her in this life and the next. Thank you again. Peace, love, and blessings. Assalamu alaikum.
Wow. You have brought me to tears tonight. First of all, I want to tell you that what I have done is nothing equal to what the 6 of you have brought to study Al-Islam. Make no mistake that the 6 of you that have come on his program in the last 3 weeks are excellent examples of how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intervened on our behalf and brought us from enslavement to freedom. Make no mistake that I gave you nothing. You came with it. Allah gave you everything you have. And even before you became graduates of Islamic Leader Training and Development Program, everything that you have exemplified, your excellence, was in your own soul. Allah creates the circumstances and we just turn them into opportunities. Do not make that, know that. You all have been excellent examples of what this community has been raised up to be as an example for the world. I am so moved and humbled by your presence. And all of our ancestors, the prayers that they begged God for. Let's move on to the questions. Please keep your questions short. So that we can get as many questions in as possible.
Yes, and this is just a reminder, please ask a question as opposed to making a statement. We have Brother Omar with us who is going to be able to address you. And just one last reminder, the question should be centered around their experience and the impact that the program has had on them rather than administrative things about the program. So Brother Michael Hameen, you can take yourself off of mute.
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you, Sister Fitrah. And I don't take lightly what you're doing. We would not have heard from these students and this future leadership without your forum. Thank you. My question goes to Brother IOmar Muhammad. I appreciate Rashada's presentation, and I'd like to hear from you, Omar. Not a criticism, but I'd like to hear from you more in terms of the language that you share, as Brother Rashada explained to us. You talked about the transactional, but how do you infuse the language that you're learning, into your work? Thank you.
Sure. Every day. So the Low Country Alliance for Model Communities, that name came from language that the Imam taught us. So we infuse in our work the spirit and the language of Imam Muhammad's what he has taught us in the work. So it shows up in our daily interaction with the folks that we work with on a daily basis. Another example is that when we come into spaces, we bring a sense of calmness to a situation that can be very volatile. Communities are constantly under attack. And our approach, the way that we come in with potential solutions, calms things. And all of this is because of what the Imam has taught us. The Imam has taught us that we can walk, even if we don't have the educational level to hold that conversation, we can walk in a space just along with our religious knowledge. We can walk in that space and command and demand respect. And I can't tell you how many times that has occurred, where you're in a space and there are folk there, the PhDs, and they got all type of alphabets behind their name. And you come in just with your religious understanding, and you are able to navigate those conversations and leave there with those folks' respect. So I can say that comes because the Imam instilled and ingrained the type of language in us that makes us successful.
Ameen.
Next question from Sister Latifa. You can take yourself off of mute.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much, sisters and staff there at Study Al-Islam, Brothers Omar and Brother Naeem. Brother Omar, I have a question. How can communities that are down there in the Low Country near Charleston, such as Murrells Inlet, Paula's Island, Georgetown, how can they request help in the various areas that you service? That's my area.
I want you to keep it short because I want to make sure we can move on. And please put your information in the chat so people can reach out to you personally, okay? With more questions.
Yes, ma'am. I will definitely put my contact information in the chat.
Okay.
And so that you can follow up with me. But we have a website that you can go to. Is LAMCNC, LAMCNC.org, and you can find out information there. That's the nonprofit information. But I will put the rest of the my emails and those types of information in the chat. You can follow up with me later.
I saw Anissa's hand up. Is she still with us?
That was Sister Latifa. It was just named, she renamed herself because I think she's on a different device today.
Okay, sorry.
Sister Nabiha, you can take yourself off of mute.
Assalamu alaikum. Again, my name is Nabiha Aziz, and I'm another one of the graduates from the program. And in my service, from following the program, I'm now working as the administrator. My question is for everybody in the audience. If you are interested in the program, the Islamic Leadership Training and Development Program, or you know somebody who is interested, who you think should be a student, even if they need some convincing, please drop their information in the chat and I'll make sure I pull it out of the chat and do a follow-up call. So the question is, do you know somebody who's interested in ILTDP? And if so, please put it in the chat. Assalamu alaikum.
Naeem, where's Naeem? Naeem and Omar. Did Naeem leave us?
No, we just have Omar with us, Sister Fitrah.
Okay. Omar, it's evident that the 6 graduates, and including Sister Nabiha, who is the 7th graduate of the Islamic Leadership Training and Development Program, all came with a level of intelligence of your own and professional endeavors. What was it that you were looking for when you became a student at the Islamic Leadership Training and Development Program? Because this program has been around for a long time, but you guys have definitely put it on the map. So make no mistake about that. So I just briefly, what were you looking for?
That's a really good question. For me personally, and I have been watching this program when it was first initially announced that they were designing a program like this, and I kept my eye on the website for the application to be able to apply. But my initial attraction to this program was first that the infusion of the Imam language was definitely an attraction to me, because I knew, and like a lot of folks know, that when we understand the Imam's language, his commentary, his interpretation of our religion, it helps us to better understand what Allah is commanding of all of us, right? It puts it in a very different perspective, because there's other studies out there and other knowledge bodies that are out there that will have us floating in the air, have us believing in all types of stuff, right? But the Imam's language is definitely a type of language that helps you, grounds you, gives you purpose, and actually motivates you and stimulates you to become better, right? That is the reason I was attracted to this program, because one, I wanted to become a better human being. I wanted to become a better leader. I wanted to become a better husband, a better, just become a better version of myself. Right. And I know having a better understanding of my religion, have a better understanding of how the Imam's language works into that aspect of because this is a way of life. This is a way of life. So I knew that having that and grounding that would help me establish this way of life and help me be successful.
That I mean, because it's obvious that all of you are professionals, and so I mean that's an obvious answer, but you make it very relevant that you took the time to actually improve all of those levels that you talked about in order that you could do a better job, be a better human being, and to certainly be to live this life of a Muslim. Nabiha, I'm gonna ask you to be very brief, but what if your answer is different than Omar's, or do you have something to add to that? Because go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, this is our community. So I always say I'm a daughter of this community. Both of my parents were in the Nation of Islam, and then they transitioned with Imam WD Mohammed. I joined this program, which I first heard about it in 2019 when we were in LA for a time to be grateful. And my first question was, can sisters join? I didn't want to know anything else. Can sisters join? And the reason that I wanted to participate in the program is because this is our community to inherit. And so if we are to be good stewards of the community that all of you have helped to build for us, then we need to be able to carry on that language, the logic of Imam WD Mohammed. We need to be willing to lead and willing to serve our community. And so if this was an opportunity for me to put some more information under my belt that will help me to be a good inheritor of the foundation that was laid, then I was willing to make that commitment, which was a 2-year rigorous commitment. And so I commend all of my classmates and all of the students who are in the second cohort that is going on right now.
And believe me, and we recognize that what you intended to get, you got, is very evident. So I do encourage, when I attended the graduation, I was so impressed by you all, and humbled and proud, listening to your talks at the graduation. It was compelling, and I had no other choice, no other option but to share what I had learned at the graduation of the Islamic Leadership Training and Development Program, and the kinds of doctorate students that they were graduating. So congratulations to all of you. I feel that we are in safe hands with you. I remember the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, give us our own land. I think we're ready for that. I mean, we got we got everybody we need to lead us. And we really, we're out in the world and we're sharing that with everyone else. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide us and find us worthy of the intervention that Imam Muhammad shared with us, that surely Allah has intervened on our behalf. I want to bring on Imam Salahuddin, who is one of the professors at the Islamic Leadership Training and Development Program, because he is, and this is, he serves as a convener. And I don't want to confuse people, Brother Imam, so I'm not going to ask you to talk about the Islamic Leadership Training and Development Program. I'm going to ask you to keep your conversation about you as a convener, though we know that you are one of the professors that have influenced and taught these wonderful students. You're on mute.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasuluhu sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Fitrah, I'm about to go into tears too, because listening to what the students have said and showing how they have also put it into practice. Is alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. But first I wanted to let everybody know that I am a third generational Muslim, and I am the newly elected convener of the Mid-Atlantic section. And so the Mid-Atlantic section consists of DC, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, and West Virginia. And so I just want to make sure everybody understands that.
Imam Salahuddin, repeat those areas that the Mid-Atlantic, the cities that the Mid-Atlantic, the states that the Mid-Atlantic section is a part of. One more time.
Okay. Maryland, DC, Virginia, West Virginia, and North Carolina.
Okay.
Okay. So once I was elected as convener, what I decided to do was to put together a team called the Mid-Atlantic Section Team. And this team was put together to help me throughout my tenure as convener. So a convener only has 2 years. You only have a 2-year tenure. So I was thinking, what can I do in that 10 year? How can I make an impact? And so one of the things that me and the team talked about was to do a Mid-Atlantic section development project. And so this Mid-Atlantic section development project was put together so that we can develop the Mid-Atlantic section. Because, like I said, I'm a third generation Muslim, and I've seen the community at its peak. I've seen the community at its low, and I know right now we're a little fragmented, and we're not totally united, and there's some weaknesses that we have, but there's also a lot of strengths that we have. So we decided to do this project, and so the first stage of the project is to do a survey. And so we rolled out the survey on Eid Day, Fitrah, and I'm going to share it with everybody.
And we're going to stick to only the one project, which is the survey.
Yes, yes.
The survey, just for everyone. Please don't leave us yet, because I have 2 announcements I need to make that are very important. The survey is in the Study Al-Islam newsletter. So Imam Salahuddin, tell us about the survey.
Okay, so the survey was designed to gather insights into the priorities and challenges for developing our Mid-Atlantic section. And so the data that will be used from the survey will help us to do strategic planning, SWOT analysis for the Mid-Atlantic section. And so that data will be discussed at a Congress meeting in Baltimore, Maryland on July 20th to the 21st. And so we have a Congress meeting, and then each masjid in the Mid-Atlantic section will, inshallah, send a delegation to the Congress meeting to discuss the data with the SWOT analysis, and also strategic planning. And then once that's over, inshallah, we'll have a work plan for the whole Mid-Atlantic section. And also, hopefully, inshallah, we'll have a work plan for each individual masjid too. So
Okay.
that's
Okay, hold on.
that's in a nutshell.
Hold on, Imam Salahuddin, because I'm getting ready to
Okay.
be Fitrah here.
Okay.
So how many masjids do we have in the Mid-Atlantic section?
So to today, we have about 21 masjids. Alhamdulillah.
So
Total.
now everyone needs to know, because Imam Salahuddin is not, I've already questioned him and had an extensive conversation with him offline. So everyone on this Zoom right now need to know that there's 5 conveners of imams in our community. These 5 conveners, Imam Salahuddin happens to be one of them. They are to work with, they're not over anybody. They are to work with we're talking specifically now about Imam Salahuddin's section. He's to work with those 21 imams who are over the 21 masjids. Those imams should be bringing back to the community that there is a survey, and this survey is your voices, what it is you want to see in your community, what it is that you envision, what is needed, what professional support is needed. Okay, so now if you are not hearing this from your imams, what did Imam Muhammad say? We are to hold our leadership accountable. Now, I'm saying this because I'm in the DC area, and I want to hear about this survey from our leadership. And you have to ask yourself, are you hearing about this survey in your section? Go ahead, brother Imam Salahuddin.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
soften it a little bit.
And what Sister Fitrah said is true, that the Mid-Atlantic section imams are over me. I'm just here to, I'm a servant to them. I'm serving them. And so I'm glad you said that, Sister Fitrah. But I want to just say, I want to close.
No, hold up. No, they're not over you. You all are working together.
Yes.
Nobody is over anybody.
Yes.
So the 21 imams are working with you in order to service the states that you mentioned, the community members in those states. Okay, brother Imam.
Yes. Thank you for that correction, because we do take sure. So this project was something that we took sure on, and everyone voted and everyone gave me the green light to go forward. So alhamdulillah. So I just want to close with these 2 statements and I'm done. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that the believers are one body. Yes. And he said, if one part of that body hurts, then the whole body hurts. Exactly. So that's our motivation, that the Mid-Atlantic section is one body. And we're concerned about all the masjids, not just one, not just 2, but all the masjids. And so this project, hopefully, inshallah, will make sure we bring everybody up. And there's a saying that says, the rising tide lifts all boats. So that's our purpose, to lift all the masses up so that we all are thriving. Inshallah.
Okay, hold on, Imam Salahuddin. Okay. You are one section. There are 4 others.
Yes.
Are you in the position to name those 4 others?
Yes.
Okay, just name them. Now, I want to say this to everyone on who's listening. The convener of imams, there's 5 of them. They cover the whole United States. Your imam should be working with, hopefully, inshallah, they don't have to, it's their decision. Yeah. Nobody's made to do anything, but they should be working together in order to service our community. So the question that each of you need to ask is your imam working along with other imams with the conveners in order to service us as one Ummah. Okay, so name those other 4 sections.
So you have the western section, you have the southeastern section, you have the New England section, you have the Midwest section, and you have the Southwest and Southeast section, West, Northeast, and New England section.
Okay, and where can people find out more about who their convener is and how in their area?
So if you go to iwdmcommunity.com, you should be able to, that's where you find all the conveners. You'll find all the masters that are in that section. And you also find all the conveners on that website, iwdmcommunity.com. And let me see if I can put it in the chat.
And I just want to make, I got to make this very clear. Nobody is over anybody.
Yes.
This is about us taking shura and working together as exemplified by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when he built Medina. We are working together. So
Yes.
I'm not promoting the conveners of imams. I'm promoting the unity of the work.
Yes, yes. And so for me, my type of leadership is servant leadership. So I'm here to serve the people, just like Sister Fitrah. That's her type of leadership. She's a servant leader. We're here to serve you guys. And so I think I misspoke when I said they're over me, because I'm here to serve, not here to be over anybody. And so I think that is a misconception that our community, we have to debunk that's a
And I didn't say it for that reason, to correct you, Brother Imam Salahuddin. We are here as one community, and I am I'm not anybody's corrector. Because I just started correcting Fitrah Muhammad. But I did want to bring you on because the survey is very important. And I do want people to become more familiar with the organizations in our community that is doing good work.
Yes, and this is the last thing. So with that Congress meeting, the Mid-Atlantic section team, even though we're going to have delegations from each masjid, we're going to open it up for other people who want to come and be a observer of the Congress meeting. Now, you won't be able to be in the sessions, the SWOT analysis and things like that, but you will be able to be there to observe what's going on. And then at the end of each section, you will be able to ask questions, but you won't be a part of the section. So I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that. And soon we're going to be having a flyer come out so that people can register too. Inshallah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that,
I'm done.
With that said, I want to say thank you, Brother Salahuddin. I just like everything to be clear and transparent, because you've got those naysayers that are listening who want to pick out words and beat up on you, and they got the right person, because I don't mind a fight every now and then. But anyway, let's move on, because it's past the time. So first of all, I want to say again, thank you to all the students that graduated from the Islamic Leadership Training and Development Program. You did a wonderful, wonderful job. Sister Mahasan, I'm going to recognize you in 1 second because you've had your hand up, but just give me a moment. I want to close by saying that all the information that Imam Salahuddin just shared with you will be in the newsletter. If you are not receiving the newsletter, please go to studyalislam.com and subscribe, because information about our national association is there. The second thing I want to say is we are going to do a special dedication to mothers on May 12th, next Sunday. It's a 2-hour special dedication to mothers, tribute to mothers. And I want you to, and the full program will be out on Wednesday. We're going to send it out via email. Please, please, please share it with the brothers, your friends, anyone, because we are planning the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use that 2 hours to really become more sensitized, more to have more empathy for our young sisters and brothers whose parents have transitioned. They're going to talk to us about what they feel, what they need, how to help us to become a better community. We're going to debunk that belief that mothers, women who are not mothers, there's no superiority or inferiority. Anissa's going to talk about that from the Quran, how Allah makes no distinction between women and mothers. They are an extension of each other. We're going to have our pioneers to share with us their wisdom in what is the pattern upon which Allah has created the woman. What are those characteristics? And then we're going to have some of our sisters who have raised daughters. How can we show our mother appreciation? How do we show our mothers appreciation? So we're going to have a 2-hour conversation that's going to be extremely healthy for us. And so please, when the flyer come out, please share it and invite others. Marsha, we want to acknowledge Sister Mahassan before we hang up.
Yes, Sister Mahassan, you can ask your question. Please take yourself off of mute. She may be having some trouble, at which we will probably ask for you to put in the chat if we have time. If not, we'll have to probably address your question at some. Oh, there you go.
I'm off mute. I'm
Yes.
off mute right now.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Please make it short because we've passed our time.
Very quickly, Sister Fitrah, but I can't. This program can't end without us evidencing our total appreciation for your leadership in this media and the concerns that you constantly put forward as you yourself unify us, which is going to be our success. We just finished reading the Clara Evans Muhammad biography. She said one thing that I have to leave with you today that you have purported that's so vital for us. She talked about the prophecy that the slave girl will give birth to her mistress. And she said that perhaps the most compelling proof of this prophecy is regeneration. The small group of early Muslims gave birth to their own leaders. Clara Muhammad taught her sons and daughters, and they taught their sons and daughters. And converts who became Muslim taught their children. That regeneration, which we are seeing on your program today, came from within the circle of Muslims with a distinct generational evolution and intellectual thought and spiritual insight. If I could come through the screen and hug you, my dear, I would. Thank you. We thank Allah for you and all that you bring to us.
We are one. We are one. And and so I'm grateful to all of you for this opportunity and the time that you spend with us. But before we leave, Mujahideen does not get off the hook. Where is he? We want to see Marsha's husband. We want everyone to know him. So when we see him at our community events, we want to see a smile on Marsha's face. So where is Mujahideen, Marsha?
So I think he may be on here on this
Mujahideen, take yourself off of video.
He has to come on camera, but let me see if I can get him to do that because he's not in the masjid with me right now. Because that's okay. Wait, he's off of camera. He's on camera. Hold on. Let's get him on here and let me add myself too.
Mujahideen, congratulations.
Welcome back to another edition of
New Freedom Exchange.
We are so happy for the both of you. And Sister Habiba was kind enough to send me a picture. Marsha, can you put that picture up of you and Mujahideen?
I don't even know if I could grab it real quick.
Okay, well, Marsha and Mujahideen got married, everyone, yesterday. We really want to congratulate them. We want to make dua for their success and happiness. And because together they are going to be unstoppable because individually they already are unstoppable and they make such great contributions. And listen, if we know other brothers and sisters that want to get married, we need to help them. So maybe what we need to do is bring some brothers on, because I was wondering whether Naeem I know is married, but I didn't know. Look at that beautiful picture of Mujahideen and Marsha. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
What a beautiful picture. And Mujahideen, I'm telling you, as a mother, we want to see Marsha like this, happy all the time. And you too, Mujahideen. We know she's going to be a good wife. So thank you, everyone. We're going to close. Again, please invite everyone that you know, men, boys, young men, mothers, to next week when we have our 2-hour tribute to mothers, because it's going to be it's going to be information for everyone to learn from. So again, we're so happy for Marsha and Mujahideen. And I just have to share that I saw a Muslim brother in the airport one day, and I said, "How's your wife?" He said, "She's smiling, so I'm happy." So I asked him, "How was he?" He said, "My wife is smiling, so I'm happy." So with that said, our brother Imam Omar, if you could close us in prayer.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. While asked, what Allah's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, while asked, by the passing of time, indeed the human being is lost, except those who have faith, work to make things right, and join together in the mutual teachings of truth, patience, constancy. Ameen.
Ameen. Inshallah, we'll see you next Sunday when we do a 2-hour tribute to mothers. May Allah bless you all and protect you. Assalamu alaikum.